Vikings Nation, what's up? Are you ready for some real talk about our superstar, our heartbeat, our guy? Because today we're diving deep into Justin Jefferson's 2025 season. And trust me, the numbers might shock you, but the story behind them will fire you up. Stay with me because what this means for the Minnesota Vikings in 2026 could change everything. Now let me ask you something right away. When a generational talent has a down year, is it really a down year? Or is it just the calm before another storm? That's the question surrounding Jefferson after a season that didn't explode statistically like we're used to, but still etched his name deeper into NFL history. And by the end of this video, you'll see why the Vikings should feel more confident than ever. We're breaking this into the full picture: records, rankings, quarterback chaos, national perception, and what's next. And I promise you, Vikings fans, this one builds. Let's go. From week 1 to week 18, Justin Jefferson kept fighting through one of the most unstable offensive seasons we've seen in Minnesota. The Minnesota Vikings dealt with a revolving door at quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Max Brosmer all saw action. And that inconsistency showed up on the stat sheet. Timing was off. Deep shots were rare. Explosive plays? Almost non-existent. Let's put this into perspective. The longest touchdown pass for the Vikings in 2025 wasn't even thrown by a quarterback. It was a 32-yard trick play toss from running back Cam Akers to tight end Josh Oliver. That tells you everything you need to know about how difficult it was to stretch the field. And yet, Jefferson still managed to clear 1,000 receiving yards. He finished with 1,048 yards and 2 touchdowns, numbers that feel modest compared to his usual dominance. But context matters. And when you factor in quarterback instability and offensive struggles, what Jefferson accomplished becomes even more impressive. Let's talk history, because even in an uneven year, Jefferson kept climbing. In week 2, he became the youngest player ever to reach 500 career receptions, tying Larry Fitzgerald at 26 years and 90 days old. Think about that, tying a future Hall of Famer in a milestone category before even hitting his athletic prime. That's not just production. That's trajectory. That's legacy. That's the kind of pace that puts you in conversations with Randy Moss and the all-time greats. And then came week 18. His only 100-yard performance of the season, 101 yards, but it mattered. It locked in his 6th straight 1,000-yard season to start a career. Only Mike Evans and Randy Moss have done that. Let that sink in, Vikings Nation. Now here's where things get interesting. Pro Football Focus released its PFF 101 rankings, evaluating the top players across all positions from 2025. And Jefferson came in at number 92. Yes, 92. For a player who was universally seen as a top 5, top 10 lock just a year ago, that ranking feels low. But PFF explained their reasoning. His overall grade was 80.5, ranking 16th among wide receivers. Against zone coverage, he posted an 87.8 grade, 6th best in the NFL. So while the raw yardage dipped, the efficiency and technical dominance were still there. He was still winning routes, still beating coverage, still commanding attention. Think about the names around him on that list. He was slotted just after Broncos cornerback Pat Surtain II and ahead of several Super Bowl contributors. That alone shows the respect he still commands league-wide. And here's something worth noting. Davante Adams was the only wide receiver ranked ahead of Jefferson so far in the list rollout. Adams had 15 touchdowns and an 84.8 grade, placing him at number 89. So even in a down year, Jefferson is right there among the elite. But the bigger question is this: how much did 2025 really affect Jefferson's future stock? Did one statistically quieter season move him out of the NFL's inner circle? According to Sports Illustrated, not really. Gilberto Manzano ranked Jefferson number 14 overall in his 2026 projections, just outside the top 10. And that ranking blends current production with future expectation. The voters weren't overly concerned about the quarterback issues. They still see the elite skill set. They still see the separation, the hands, the body control, the route IQ. And they expect the Minnesota Vikings to fix the offense and feature him even more next season. Jefferson earned 51 points in that voting system, more than 2025 MVP Matthew Stafford and 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson. That tells you something. Even after turbulence, the belief in him is rock solid. Players like Kyle Hamilton and Jackson Smith-Njigba barely edged him out in the voting. Patrick Mahomes sits at number 10. The margins are thin. The respect remains. And here's the reality, Vikings fans. This isn't about decline. This is about circumstance. When your offense struggles to generate explosive plays, when quarterback chemistry resets multiple times in a season, even the best receivers feel it. But greatness isn't just about gaudy stats. It's about consistency. It's about resilience. And 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons, even in chaos, screams resilience. Now imagine 2026. A more stable quarterback situation. A recommitted offensive identity. More vertical aggression. More design touches. More red zone looks. The Vikings have the pieces. Christian Darrisaw anchoring the line. Jonathan Greenid bringing defensive juice. Brian O'Neill steady as ever. Andrew Van Ginkel adding versatility. There's upside all over this roster. And when you have a generational receiver still in his prime, motivated, doubted by some, and hungry to reclaim top 5 status, that's dangerous. So I want to hear from you, Vikings Nation. Do you think Jefferson is still a top 5 player in the NFL? Was number 92 disrespectful or fair given the circumstances? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate it. Let's break it down together. If you believe 2026 is the bounce-back explosion year for Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings, smash that like button. Subscribe for more Vikings news and deep dives. And share this with every fan who knows that greatness doesn't disappear. It reloads. Skol, Vikings Nation. The storm is building.